Now, if you haven't seen by now, knife maker Boker collaborated with designer Justin Lundquist, who in turn collaborated with retailer BladeHQ, whom is the website whom just dropped a brand new, budgetish, semi-affordable, not too expensive, don't need to make payments or sell plasma, switchblade called the Alluvial. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And even though it ain't expensive, selling plasma to buy a switchblade is kind of the right way to go about it. And at $69, it's nice and affordable and available right now. And if you want to know why I don't have more subscribers, that last sentence is probably why. Now, what is affordable? You know, I'm not really sure anymore. Some subscribers tell me $20, some say $50, but I'll leave that up to the experts in the comments, you know, while we're looking at the dimensions card here. In fact, I bet someone down there is telling everyone right now all they need is a buck. I've had this one since '73. Switchblades are for dandies and miscreants. Now, I'm not inventing a guy. These guys really show up under the knife videos. Now, I don't know if they're old or if they're pretending to be old, but usually the stories involve a buck or a case. Now, I don't know what alluvial means other than we might be running out of knife names, so I had to look it up, and it tells me absolutely nothing about what it is, other than maybe you need a shovel for it. Okay. Scrolling down a little bit further, Wikipedia, clicking through, says it's a loose soil or silt deposited by a river or a stream. It's fertile, like your mom. Or like a delta, you know? Delta, there's a name for a knife. Hell yeah, buddy. Now, where was I going with all this? Well, the Boker Alluvial is a lightweight, decently sized, inexpensive-ish automatic knife from Boker, designed to be a spiritual successor to the very popular Kalashnakov. Kalashnakov. And if we're being honest, a huge upgrade in the looks over that one. Now let's start with the blade. It's been a while since I've had a knife in D2. D2, as you know, is a stainless-ish steel. It's what's usually referred to as tool steel. You know, semi-stainless, some people call it. I call it stainless because I don't give an F. And it's a bit more rust-prone than a standard stainless steel. However, if you wipe it down after use, you should be fine. Knife here, blade profile, side profile is a drop point, and you got a flat grind with a black stone-washed finish. It's a general purpose everyday carry, so it's not a super slicer, although I did shave some skin off the tip of my finger easily when I was playing with it, not paying attention when closing it. It was a non-Band-Aid injury, don't worry. But out of the box, it's Boker sharp. Might want to touch it up a bit to get it Spyderco sharp. Let's look at the action, though. It fires quickly via the button, and it locks up fairly solidly every time. Pow, pow, look at that. Now, if you know your switchblades, autos can be a bit finicky. Over the years, everyone's been trained to think that they're scary and they're dangerous, but they're no more dangerous than a regular knife. In fact, they're probably, you know, you have to pay more attention to them. You got to baby them a little bit more. You got to be careful what gets in the mechanism. You can't retract a switchblade with a bunch of tape all over it, can you? Because it'll gunk it up inside. Speaking of that, I have a Microtech Bounty Hunter that needs to guzzle rem oil a few times a year. You know about that one. And then there's that ProTech that fires a bit too hard and sometimes doesn't lock up every time. You know, one was about 200, the other one was about 300 something. So I've seen guys in the comments complaining that their $20 switchblade doesn't lock up every time and they think it's terrible. Well, I don't know. I don't have a lot of sympathy for them. You know, you just have to understand sometimes autos are finicky and they're a little temperamental. But I do love them all. Autos can also rattle or have blade play. This has a touch of side-to-side blade play, not, you know, about where my $200 plus ProTechs are, for being honest. It's well within the tolerance ranges of a standard auto. Looking at the handle, it's nice and comfortable, not a harsh spot anywhere. The green anodized aluminum handle has a nice variation of texture. You know, you got the little bolster lines, you got the little, I don't know what they call that, orange peel. And overall, it makes for a pretty good-looking knife with the contrasting textures. Now, for most everyday carry knives, as far as material, if I had to choose between the lightness of aluminum or the tactical heft of titanium, I'd choose the aluminum, mostly because that's what natural ice cans are made from. Autos are quick and they're fun to flick, and I consider most of them a lighter use style knife. I don't consider autos hard use knives. They can get really expensive and you gotta treat them nicely. Now the pocket clip. Pocket clip is low profile and deep carry. You don't want the bouncer at the Brett Michaels show seeing it, do you? The clip is not repositionable for me, but it's tip up, blade backward in the right pocket. Button facing inward and recessed in that pocket, so it seems nice and secure, and I have yet to have an auto open in the pocket. Perhaps a baton to the thigh might do it, you know. You get kicked out of the show, Hey, officer, you're gonna break my new switchblade. Don't hit me there. It's not your fault you threw the drink in the bartender's face for cutting you off. Comparisons. First, the Alluvial. You know, it just looks cool. Your cousin from Missouri will love it. He's out on parole soon, so, you know, I wouldn't let him borrow your switchblade. Get it taken away again. I guess the Kalashnakov has its charms, but the Alluvial is pretty great too. These are about as long, open, but the side profile on the Alluvial is a little bit slimmer. The Alluvial fires harder than the Kalashnakov, and we're going to look at the Protect on now. Now, I love this one too. You know that. You've seen the video. Again, I really love them all, but this one gets a lot of compliments from the guys at the pool hall and the strip club parking lot. I'll be sad if I ever have to pawn it. Looking at a Gonzo, yeah, here, the G736. Probably you've seen the video about that. Weird thing about it is this one has no blade play, and it was like 25 bucks. Go figure. Do they make these anymore? I don't know. Maybe you can find one to steal at a flea market. Okay, how about a deadlock? You know, I have to show this right. I can't do a switchblade video or show off my autos to guys on the internet and not show the deadlocks. They're hot shit. And of course, you got to show the mud too. It's also hot shit. I should write a poem about the mud. What do you think? All right, that about does it. Switchblades are dope, and this one is no exception. You don't have to hear it from me, though. Next time you're hanging out with Doug and Bill at 2 a.m. in front of the Waffle House, nursing a chipped tooth and bite marks on your arm, they'll tell you, too. Hey, man, that's pretty cool. How much it cost? Now, you can only get this knife at BladeHQ. The link is below the video. Thanks to them for letting me check it out. This has been a little bit of a quick look. You know, you might be able to tell, but I got some sort of disease right now. But duty calls. I got to get my YouTube knife videos done. Can't rest. This is the second Justin Lundquist Designed knife. The other one was the, oh man, what's it called? The Feist XL. That was a pretty good one too. Quite a bit different knives though. About similar size. Anyway, say hi to the patrons. They help keep my computer, camera, and editing gear up to date. And they like cool switchblades too, just like Doug. You see the lift on his new Ram? It's pretty sweet. I think he scored a pretty good deal. Only 20% interest on the truck and 30% interest on the lift. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment, buy a t-shirt. Hey, it's merch. Yeah, it helps me out, you know. Follow the links under the video. Those help me out too sometimes. All right, thanks for watching.